Hey everyone, it's Warren and Happy New Year. Welcome to my channel. It is officially 2019 now, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my January TBR, and this is the first of 12 TBR videos I'm going to be making this year. I decided to bring these videos back in 2019 because I really wanted to try and document what I'm reading better and try and make a goal for myself each month. My reading goal for 2019 is to read 52 books, and I can accomplish that if I read one book every single week. And since there are 5 weeks in the month of January, I have picked 5 books to try and read this month, and I'm hoping that I will get all of them done. I'm really excited to read them, and I can't wait to talk about them. So, without further ado, let's get started. And my camera battery just died at the beginning of filming this video. Great start to your first video of 2019, Warren. For the first week of January, this week, I've decided to pick up The Hobbit by j.r.r. Tolkien because I have not read this book in so long, and I miss it. I miss going to this world, and I really want to read all of the Tolkien Legendarium this year. This is one of the most famous books in all of history, but this follows a little hobbit named Bilbo in the world of Middle-earth, and he goes on this adventure with all these dwarves to help the dwarves reclaim their treasure buried deep in the heart of their mountain kingdom, and they have to fight this dragon named Smaug, and it's just great. It's epic fantasy. It's fantastic. I think I have like 3 or 4 copies of this book already because I love this one so much. I'm sure most of you guys know what The Hobbit is about, and you've probably seen the movies. I'm really looking forward to reading the original story of The Hobbit and just really diving into the world of Middle-earth this year, and I felt like it was appropriate to start off 2019 reading one of my favorite fantasy series of all time and one of the most popular and sentimental books to me. This book has such great memories for me, and it has such great emotional value and just resonance with me. So I am really excited to read this book over the rest of this week and just start the year off right with a really good and wholesome fantasy book. The second book that I want to read in January, which will be next week, is one that is quite popular in the bookish community, and its sequel is coming out next week on January 8th, and that is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Look what found its way back into my possession. I remember talking last year about how I was not really enjoying this book. I read it and just thought, you know, it's not really that great. I didn't like it very much, and I even unhauled this book. But then everyone was saying the sequel is going to be fantastic. It's going to be really exciting. The ending to this book had such an exciting plot twist, and just everyone was so hyped about this book, excited and raving over it, and it has such a huge fandom, and I just couldn't understand why, because I didn't like it very much. But my amazing friend Emily had an extra copy that she sent to me to let me read because I asked for one and I didn't want to pay for it again. So I'm going to be buddy reading this next week in time for Wicked King to come out. So I decided to give this book a second chance and just read it again and pay closer attention to things and maybe see if my opinion changes on it, or maybe I can understand why everyone likes it so much. Maybe I'll end up liking it a little bit more. Who knows? I might even do a reading vlog if you guys would like, of me just reading this book, giving you my in-depth thoughts on it that are more than just a mini review and a wrap-up. So if you want to see that, let me know down below. The next book that I want to pick up in January for week 3 is actually a mythological heroic story, and that is the Saga of the Volsungs, and this is my translation by Jackson Crawford, and these are the heroic Norse sagas. These are not the same thing as Norse mythology. These are about the heroes within the Norse culture that's kind of a mix of mytho-history because it is inspired by historical accounts. There is a spiritual element that is added to it as well, and so it does involve a lot of the gods interacting with the heroes. But this saga in particular about the Volsungs follows the story of 7 generations of one great family. It includes the account of the legendary Viking chieftain Ragnar Lothbrok, Sigurd the Dragon Slayer, and also a story about Brynhild the Valkyrie. I've never read this story before, and it is a huge, significant part of Norse myth and culture, and so I really want to read it and just get further immersed into that and just learn the great heroes of old that are so inspiring and embody all of the virtues of courage, honor, bravery, and all of that great stuff. So I'm really looking forward to flipping through this and just learning these heroic stories that are really part of my whole culture as well. And the next book that I'd like to read this month in January is the Poetic Edda, and this translation is also by Jackson Crawford as well, and is the oldest existing manuscript of all of the stories from Norse mythology that have been passed down through the ages. I will probably be reading this at the same time as I read my other books because it is a collection of stories, so I can just flip through it as I go. It will be kind of a month-long read for me, and I really love this cover with the northern lights, kind of an icy little landscape on the bottom with the Aurora Borealis, and I also like that on this cover as well for the saga. It also has that kind of northern light feel, and I think that's just great for the winter time, especially in January when it's cold and dark. This is a year about expanding my reading and just getting out there and learning and reading books that I don't normally read, and books that will challenge me and teach me things. So I am really looking forward to immersing myself in this one as well. And the last book that I want to get to this month, the fifth book for the 5th week of my 52-week read-along, is a book that I've heard really good things about, and I can't wait to pick it up, and that is Nevernight by j.r.r. This is the first book in his series, and I've heard rave reviews for this book. So many people are obsessed with this series, and they say it's really, really good, so I am excited to pick it up and read it because his 3rd book, Dark Dawn, comes out in September of this year, and I really want to be caught up on his series before that book comes out, so I'm going to be picking up the first one. It's about a girl named Mia Corvair, and she is training to become an assassin so that she can take revenge on the people responsible for executing her father. I'm excited to read about Mia Corvair. I've been told that she is even more cold-blooded, gruesome, and fierce than Selena Sardothian is. I'm really interested in reading this because I've just heard so many good things about this world and the magic system in it, how the day and night cycles work, and just what is going on in this world and the character of Mia. So those are the 5 books that I want to get to in January. If I don't get to all of them, that's okay. I hopefully will. But what I've done in the past is just have a TBR that's way out of proportion and just haven't. So for this year, I have tried to condense my TBRs down and curate books that I know I'm going to be reading soon, and try and have just a small number of books to read each month that's achievable. So we will see what happens. Let me know down below in the comments what you plan on reading this month in January, and I hope you guys all had a great new year, and I'm really excited for this year and all of the new videos I have planned. I'm going to be posting so much this year, and I'm just so excited. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you real soon with another video. Bye!